Well, are you like me and like practicing your hobbies to the infinite? Take a look at this video.
Meow.
Ja, bare kikke. Hey Puss, don't tip over there. Don't tip over the camera there. Puss. Well, my biggest hobby and also a job is photographing and making videos. But another hobby I have is fire. I like to light up my stove. I'm not very often on hiking these days, but I want to practice how to fire up the stove in case I want to go on hiking sometime. And while I'm doing that, I will also practice a multiple camera production. Camera number 1 is the Sony FX3 and camera number 2 is the Sony A7 III. In the Sony FX3 I'm using S-Log profile, and in the Sony A7 III I am using a Cine 4 profile. I chose to put the B camera in the picture here because I'm using a 35mm lens on both of the cameras, which is a bit too wide to exclude the camera. If I wanted to exclude the camera, the B camera, I would have to put it a few meters away and maybe put on a zoom lens or a tighter lens. So there is some time since I fired up this Primus the last time, but I don't know what it is, but usually when it's winter and I can't go anywhere, I find it very fun to mount the stove outside my cabin here, which is laying by the house, and pretend like we're in the wilderness and in a Norwegian koie. If you can see all this wood behind here, we chopped that wood this fall and it's going to dry up the whole winter, spring and summer, and then we can fire it up in the fireplace inside the house next winter. So the bad thing with this A7 III right now is that we only have the flip out screen. So when I'm not using an external monitor, I can't really see what's going on. But I guess this 35mm lens is pointing directly at the stove. And I also forgot to turn around the flip out screen on the FX3, but I checked the image and the cropping before I went over here, so I'm pretty sure it's in the right place. Well, now we have to make this padding wet on the stove here. Maybe we should turn up the valve. And nothing happens. We have to pump a little more. Yes. Here the gas is coming. And we have to wet the whole padding down in the stove here. And now it's also about -1 degree Celsius, so it's the best choice is to use the gas on this bottle. Gas? It's not gas, it's fuel. It becomes gas when you're pumping and warming it up. The gas bottles doesn't work that well in cold weather because we don't get enough pressure inside the container. So now we're warming up the padding in the stove, and when that's warm and finished burning, we can turn off the gas, and it will the fuel inside this bottle will become gas and evaporate, and then we can light it. So now we're also testing how this camera here with the Cine 4 profile can match up with the S-Log profile on the FX3. And do we have more dynamic range in the FX3 than in the A7 III? My suspicion is that it doesn't really matter that much in these lighting conditions, but I guess it's easier to color grade or color correct in the FX3. So now it's burned up and the padding and the steel here is warm. Is it warm enough? Yes, it worked. First attempt. So pump it up a little more. The goal now is to go inside, dump the footage in the computer, put it all together. I have the audio on this camera, match it up and try to color grade and mix up the footage with some close-ups and more from far away. See how this works. You know, when you buy some new gear, you will get the excitement up and you want to test it out as much as possible. So there will probably a few more videos on this FX3 just to have the excuse to try it out and practice the skills. So, till then, the result you have seen the whole time when we're doing this video, but warm, it's great. Oh, I almost fell asleep. So, till next time, take care.